Hello everyone, and as a promise I made on Sunday on my account here today, I'm going to give you my review of Star Trek Into Darkness. And basically, in my opinion, this is how you do a sequel. You improve of what the other film lacked, which by the way wasn't that much. You go to new and undiscovered territory. Well, for me personally, because I'm not a Trekkie. And of course, you bring back old, fun, cool, original characters that were in the first film, and bring in new and cool and interesting characters in this one too. In this one, you get the original cast coming back like a few years later from the first film, and basically it's just Starfleet, like moseying around, like doing what it does, and then one day, John Harrison does this. John Harrison, or Khan, as you can see right here on the DVD. Basically, there's a couple of bombings in London, and it gets Starfleet's attention, and basically he can teleport like into certain places. Like, well, I won't say transport, but he can kind of like beam himself into certain areas without anyone's help. Like, he can do that on his own. And above all things, it has. And then while doing that, Kirk kind of goes at some point goes against Starfleet's, and then it kind of goes from there. And what I'm gonna say here, the new characters are great. You have this girl character. I forgot her name. Oh damn it! Shit. I'm gonna search it up. And it is Carol Marcus, played by Alice Eve, and she's actually a really, really great character in my opinion. I like her. She's so funny and lighthearted and spunky, and she's a really, really beautiful too. And also, in my opinion, in my own personal opinion, we get one of the best villains since the Joker in The Dark Knight. We get Khan, and Khan, oh god, Khan. Straight up, Benedict Cumberbatch, in my opinion, is one of the best new up-and-coming actors within the last 3 or 4 years, in my opinion. This actor, Benedict fucking Cumberbatch, he's a phenomenal actor. He knows how to really bring out, as I said, elegant and very diplomatic type of character, but then he can also be very frightening and very, very stern and threatening and terrifying. Like, there's a scene where they're kind of interrogating Khan when they capture him, and there's a moment where he explains like that he wasn't really basically hunted down. In a sense, is like he had to, like, Starfleet kind of manipulated him by controlling his friends, like, in a certain way. It's really, really complicated to tell you about. And you just see this single tear run down his eye. I'm just like, this guy is a phenomenal actor. And you can see such a great passion and a strength through his performance. And of course, like everyone else in the film, everyone else is great. Simon Pegg is really, really good. Zoe Saldana as a Uhura. I'm sorry if I really butchered that name. Zachary Quinto is incredibly great as Spock, and Chris Pine is incredibly awesome as Kirk. And of course, my favorite of the crew, Carl Urban as wait. I apologize for doing this. As Leonard McCoy. And also, there's a character who I didn't talk about in the first movie, and that is John Cho as Sulu, and he's also really, really good. In this film, he gets a bit more screen time, which I really, really like and appreciate in this film. And also, I just want to say that this film, visually, it's just visually incredible to watch. Like, there's one scene when Simon Pegg's character he leaves, well, he quits, and there's a moment where you see him coming back, and you can see him in the spaceship heading towards the towards the Enterprise, and he's trying to get past another starship or something like that. He looks up, he's like, "Oh shit!" Like that, and it's just some of the most authentic and raw and emotional moments in this film are just so good, and the action is absolutely stellar. It's amazingly great. And with 2013 action films, like, this is really, really great, because there's a lot of great action films that came out in 2013. And of course, the focus of the story and the main narrative and the view of it, like how Kirk becomes a lot more like Spock, like, like putting aside raw and emotional emotion and put into logic and focus into view, while Spock, pushing aside logic, brings in a lot more authenticity, and they're kind of bouncing off and really kind of turning it into each other in that sense. And that's great. I love how this film really brings out the inner different side in you. If you have someone like you have a very close friend to you, and they're kind of like the opposite of you, and it's kind of like that moment when you two would actually kind of become each other, and that's a very beautiful and very important thing to to have a concept about. And also the film, the whole setting of the main, oh gosh, I gotta say, the Klingons look amazingly creepy. They don't look insanely over the top. Like, they look like very brown, with very, very subtle bumps, like 3 or 4 of them on their head, and their eyes are kind of slanted inwards. Very, very effective, and I thought that was really, really cool looking. And there's just so much emotional level put into this film. It like, basically, like, almost this film is just phenomenal. It really is. Oh yes, and then in the final climax of the film, we have this huge battle. Well, before that, and then this is a bit of a spoiler, I'm sorry. But, basically, there's a scene where it kind of replicates Wrath of Khan, but it doesn't do it mark for mark. Like, it does that, but it switches characters. In Wrath of Khan, it was Spock who sacrificed himself, and in this film, it's Kirk. And it's so, in my opinion, because I haven't seen Wrath of Khan, but don't get me wrong, I know what that film is all about. Like, I can't help that film's fame. I definitely have seen some iconic moments, but I haven't seen the whole film. But the moment when you see Kirk sacrifice his life is a very beautiful and a very, very emotional scene. I'm just like, no, please don't. I'm like, oh crap, you're getting me tear up, shit. And there's like, and then the camera just kind of like zooms to Uhura and son of a bitch, I keep forgetting his name. Montague Scott, Sam Pegg's character. It just kind of zooms at their characters, and they're just like really, really effective. And the acting is, like how I said before in this review, it's just amazingly great. And of course, there's just some very, very beautiful CG in this film. It's absolutely amazingly good. I love the CG, and I love the final climax of the film, where you see Spock go up against Khan in like the city. I'm just like, that's a great setting for it, and you just see this unbelievable speed and veracity and intensity where you see the film just go online. And it's like they're really like putting so much into this film overall. And there's a scene when not Khan, it's Spock, who does the famous Khan, but looking at it, I can kind of laugh at it now. The way it is very empowering, and you do really relate to the character. But looking at it now, I'm honestly, I'm being a bit too cynical about the scene. It's like that scene is kind of silly. Like, it's incredibly over the top, but it's still there's a lot of emotion there, and the heart is truly where it is in that scene. It's a little silly, it's a little over the top, but in my view, I still think, I still like that scene a lot. And there's one big complaint I have with the film, is that the full resolution with Khan's character. Now, thankfully for this film's sake, because in my opinion, Khan is that great of a villain, spoiler alert, they do not kill Khan. And in my view, I'm like, okay, great. I love this character. I'm glad you're not killing him off, because they kind of freeze him off. I'm sorry about background noise. There's the final resolution for Khan's character. I understand what the inspiration for that went into, but it didn't really feel like well rounded. Like, that didn't really feel like a final payoff or a tribute to his character. I'm like, no. It seems like there's a deleted scene. It seems like there's a scene missing. We need to see that scene, and it seems like they're kind of leaving out a bit of a small part of the film where it needs to be. It seems like they're kind of missing a big, no, I wouldn't say a big scene, but a necessary scene. The final, real good resolution for Khan's character, and I do like what they did with this character, but it's still kind of annoying what they did with it. So overall, in my opinion, this is one of my top 10 or top 20 favorite sequels. Like, I'm serious. Like, I am dead fucking serious. This movie is awesome. Overall, in my opinion, I will give Star Trek Into Darkness a 93%. It's that great of a film, in my opinion. And it's also just so fun to watch, too. So, everyone, thank you very much for watching my review of Star Trek Into Darkness. I hope you liked this review. I hope you take it into consideration if you haven't seen this film or not. And thank you for watching, everyone. And I will see you in the next video, which will be my review of the film that came out earlier this year of Noah. So, I'll see you then. Goodbye, and remember, stay strong.